Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is October 16th, 2024, and thanks for hanging with me. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. And make sure to follow me on all the different social medias. And you'll find the links for those in the show notes down below. And also make sure you go check out my upcoming book, Carpe Diem Scrota 365 Daily Affirmations, scheduled for publication November 16th, 2024. Did you hear what I did there, guys? I gave you an actual date in November for my book. So, some big news. I submitted my book to the final editor, and November 16th is my book launch party. I was donated 3 hours at a community center that has the venue space that I am going to be utilizing has a kitchen and is able to accommodate 105 people. And so I have from 2 to 5 scheduled at the venue, and I'm probably only going to need it until 4 o'clock at the most. But yeah, I'm super excited with how everything is moving forward, and just everything that's going along with that. I have some posters that I need to make, and I have some other stuff going on. I have a Halloween costume party that I'm going to on October 25th. So I have got to start putting together a Halloween costume, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do for that or anything like that. It's probably going to be basic goth, which, yeah, so got to put some stuff together. And I have all the rest of this week and most of next week to get that situated. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And the grand prize winner is $100 gift certificate, and I don't know if they said gift certificate or $100 gift card. Either way, it's going to be exciting, and if by some miracle I do get the $100, hopefully it's like $100 Visa like one of those gift cards that you pick up at like Dollar Tree or whatever, and it's reloadable. But if not, $100 worth of bar food is not bad, and that will take care of several weeks worth of trivia playing, because whenever I go to play trivia, I typically get a hamburger and French fries, and then leave at least a $5 tip. And there's some weeks when I don't even have money to do that much, and so I'll just go and maybe order just a basket of fries and kind of pick at it all night long. But yeah, so a lot of fun stuff. Did my third cold plunge, and oh my god, I am proud of myself because I actually got all the way in up to my neck and swam, which was very, very unique. At first I couldn't get my arms like wet because I have carpal tunnel in both hands from typing so much and all that other stuff. So just getting my arms in the water and getting used to it, I'm like, you know what? No, screw this. I am going to go up to the nipples, and then I slowly like started like pulling my arms further and further, and then it's just like And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Boom. And did the full plunge up to the neck. Um, it is just such an exhilarating feeling doing it. And I know in the podcast and on the blog, and I believe in one of the previous videos, I talked about this new thing that happened with this bout of depression where I had started thinking about self-harm, and never before had I ever thought about self-harm, like the physical act of like taking an X-Acto knife and cutting my wrist, or like doing something to inflict a minimal amount of pain that wasn't life, well, not even minimal, but just inflicting pain that wasn't life, um like mortally fatal, whatever. I can't think of the words right now, I'm muddled. um So thankfully, the logistical, like peer counselor, mental health advocate side of my brain kicked in, and it was like, what the fuck is that? Uh I don't know if you are one of those people that have internal monologues or not, or like if you read the word, you read each individual word or whatever, or if you can like close your mouth and you can talk and you hear a narration inside your head. Um, so I'm one of those people, and apparently not. There's like only 30 to 50% of the populace has an internal monologue. Everything else is just kind of radio silence. And as crazy as it sounds, um, each one of those voices has a personality behind it. And so when this new voice appeared, like, again, I'm using quotations because I know that this sounds crazy, especially if you don't have an internal monologue, and maybe it sounds crazy even if you do, but you know, all of those personalities kind of turned and was like, who the fuck are you? You know, you're not invited to this. And so I did a shallow dive on self harm reduction and took a couple of really quick classes, and watched a couple of TED Talks about self harm and self harm reduction and things like that, because that's not something I've ever experienced. And you know, I do remember talking about like the closest thing to it was taking a compass and carving my initials into my leg when I was 13, 14 years old, thereabout, you know, sometime therein. And but that wasn't a self-harm situation. That was more of just being a stupid teenager. And looking back at it now through the lenses that I have to look at that time period, yes, it is and was very concerning, but the motivation and the reason behind it was not to hurt myself per se. It was a control of my body and a way to like self-express, I guess, is the best terms for that. So anyways, the cold plunges have been helping me satiate in a positive and healthy way those urges of wanting to self-harm. And thankfully, for the last 2 or 3 weeks now, that hasn't been there. Um, but I do find the health benefits and feeling that exhilaration of doing it, and then how good I feel afterwards. So, you know, it's a way for me to still hurt myself because the cold does hurt. Everything in your body is telling you, get the hell out. Your nerve endings are going numb. The the ice cold water is a vasoconstrictor, so you don't have all of your senses or whatever. But you know, I'm doing it in a controlled way. I'm there with a medical professional and I'm having fun. And I haven't really told anyone else about the self-harm aspect, but it's just something that I don't know. It's good for me to be able to do this, and it gives me new experiences to say, yeah, I've done cold plunging before, and it's great. Um, it's just the mental aspect of like, fuck, that water's got to be cold. Like the first time I did it, it was 46 or 47 outside. And we got into the water, and my friend was trying to convince me that the water was 50 degrees. I'm like, bullshit. This water is a hell of a lot colder than no 50 degrees because it's 40 something outside right now. So just by like heat exchange, no, this is like in the 30s. But yeah, so enough about that. Last night went to trivia and my niece showed up, which I have been really loving having her show up. I have a bunch of friends and stuff that show up already, but it's giving her a new experience. It's giving her a new way to like kind of come out of her shell a little bit and to really get to experience healthy. Let's scratch the healthy part. Mature drinking and socialization versus alcoholism and problematic use of alcohol therein. So, she's also gotten to the point where she feels safe enough to take friends to the bar. And the bartender and everyone there that now knows her and knows her as my niece watch over her. And I'm starting to notice that people are coming up and talking to her more and interacting and engaging with her more and getting her to laugh and like just kind of loosen up or whatever. And so the last couple of times that she's been there, I have pseudo purposely left her to her own devices. Even though we're sitting next to each other, I'm sitting facing this way, carrying on a full on conversation while she's just there by herself, having to talk to other people or interact with other people. And she's always been that way, that like she's always been the quiet, shy one that takes a little while to warm up, and then once she's comfortable around you, then she jokes and kids and whatever else is. And but even as a little kid, you always had to force her into situations because she was always just so unsure of herself and her place in the world. So yeah, it's been nice. But last night, unfortunately, ended on a pseudo tragic note. She is an amazing person and has a heart of gold and is a huge animal rights activist. And like, she is vegan vegetarian by choice because it's an ethical choice for her, the whole 9 yards. It was a little bit of an adjustment because me and my sister are carnivores. We eat all types of foods, and yeah, fuck some of you for, oh yeah, because look at you, you're fat or whatever. But anyways, for those of you who thought didn't go straight to that, So it was a little bit of a change while she was still living at home to switch over to a pseudo vegan vegetarian diet. Um, like my sister would cook her special food, and then she would cook food for me and her to have. But on her way home, she came across a possum that had just been hit and was still alive. And she calls me up and she's like, "Uncle, what do I do?" I was like, "Fuck. Okay. Where are you at, honey?" And she tells me where she's at. I'm like, "I'll be right there." And I show up and she's got this possum as bloody as it, just bloody and barely able to move. Poor thing is in tons of pain, and every time it moves, more blood's like coming out of its mouth, some coming off of its ear. Um, she's like, "I don't know what to do." And I said, "Okay, call the rescue place, see if they'll take it, and then if they'll take it, we will take it to them. If not, I will bring it to my house and I will set it in the backyard. And if it decides to crawl away and pass on, then at least it passed on in a safe area. Otherwise, if it's still alive in the morning, we can figure out what to do in the morning. And we'll leave a blanket. I'll leave a blanket down for it, and I'll put it like where it's not going to get rained on or anything like that." She's like, "Okay." So, anyways, we get a hold of the place and we make a beeline straight out there. And by this time, we have the possum wrapped up in her bed or in her jacket, wrapped up in a blanket that I had in the back of my car because I keep emergency supplies back there. And inside this 5-gallon Tupperware container that I have for said emergency supplies. And um, it normally takes at a minimum 25 minutes to a half an hour to get to this place. We made it there in about 10 minutes. That's how fast I was driving. I was at some points I was doing almost 90 miles an hour, and made me realize last night, because it rained in certain areas, that I really need to get my windshield wipers changed. So that's next on the list of things that I got to do for my car, on top of getting the the downstream O2 sensor. But anywho, so get it there. The lady's like, "Okay, I did a quick examination on it. This is what's wrong with it. It has a broken jaw. There's been some severe damage to the eye. It's probably going to be blind in that eye for the rest of its life. I don't see any other major injuries outside of like maybe a broken arm. But usually, whenever we get these in with broken jaws, we're able to rehab them and then we let them go on our property. Or if it's a debilitating thing, but we're still able to keep the animal, then we have foster homes for them." So my niece filled out some paperwork or whatever, and she's like, "Why does this always happen to me?" I'm like, "Honey, it happens to everyone. It's just been that it's happened to you with a coyote and now with this possum." And she's like, "I just don't understand like why people are so cruel and why they don't give a damn. And like our police force is just useless. What the hell do we even have animal control for? Because they don't even come out for anything under a deer. And even then, the deer has to be completely like decimated before they'll do anything." And I said, "Honey, unfortunately, the world sucks. And people just don't care about animals the way that you do. And, we don't deserve animals. Humans do not deserve animals." Yes, there are some amazing, beautiful, kind-hearted people out there like Steve Irwin before he passed away. The Irwins in general, Bindi and Robert, are amazing animal caretakers and advocates. Jane Goodall was and is an amazing person. So there are some amazing people out there, but humanity as a whole, we don't deserve animals. We don't even deserve birds singing, because we just suck. And I know saying that and then turning around and saying that I'm a carnivore previous to that or whatever is kind of an oxymoron, but you know, I'm not here to debate veganism versus carnivorism. So, anyways, moving along because that can get into a very slippery slope very quickly. So yeah, we got that all situated or whatever, and then today, the reason the video is so late is because I got up a little late because I went to sleep late last night and had brunch with some friends and got to catch up with them, and then went straight from brunch to lunch with my sister, and I didn't eat. Well, I had like a couple of little bites of something with her because I just was not hungry, and then I had to stop by a post office, and now I'm home. And I got a ton of stuff that I got to do. Like I said, I got to make a poster, an advertisement poster for the book, and I got to make up an advertisement poster for the October 25th Halloween costume party. And I'm going to also check in with the editor, and I'm also going to be working on the ordering page for the book. And so far, if everything goes according to plan, it's going to be offered on Amazon in both digital and print, Kindle, digital and print, um, Apple Books, Google Books, Rakuten Kobo, and there was like one or two other marketplaces that I'm going to try to put it on, but that's all going to be on the website. And as soon as I get those links established, I will go ahead and post a special video and kind of go from there. So yeah, a lot going on, and feeling a little bit better. Depression isn't as high as it was, say, Sunday or Monday. Friday and Saturday just really kicked my ass. But we're coming up on 25 minutes, and I'm not going to continue to blah blah because I think there's only 4 of you that make it this far into my videos, and you 4 are amazing, and I appreciate you. But I will cover more in the podcast tomorrow. So you can check that out at podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com. And if you're still around and you would like to donate to the book to help me with publication cost and stuff like that, you can find all of that information at the book website, www.cdsthebook.com. And even if it's $5, that's an amazing, generous donation. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.